Hi, this is Jason Spencer with World Music Supply. I'm going to have a look at the Boss PH-3 phase shifter, and we're going to go through some of its features and some of the sounds you can get with it. Right now, I've just got kind of a clean guitar sound, and I'm going to kick it on. Right now, the stage selector is in its lowest position. That's the 4 stage, and all the other knobs are straight up at 12 o'clock, and that sounds like this. In this 4 stage setting, you've basically just got kind of a vintage phaser kind of sound, late 70s classic rock sort of thing, Eddie Van Halen, that kind of thing. You can kick it up here with the rate and get some pretty warbly, creeping into almost a vibrato effects. You can turn this resonance up and then back the rate off a little bit. And it just kind of gives you this, this sort of harmonic kick. Next up on this dial is the 8 stage, which is going to be a little deeper than the 4 stage. You get a little wider sweep. As you step it up to the next one, you get the 10 stage, which is still kind of got a vintage vibe to it. There are a handful of pretty classic phasers that use the 10 stages, and it does a good job of sounding like any of them with the right tweaking of the knobs. I really like to push the resonance hard. It gives a pretty interesting sound there. And the next one up here is the 12 stage phase, and normally you're only going to see really 12 stages in higher end units. You don't see too many stomp boxes that'll do 12 stage phasing, but I think it sounds pretty nice, sort of clean, not as in your face. It's got so many in and out of phase that it just kind of softens up the whole sound. Next, we've got the fall, which is less a matter of the staging, and what it really does is it just accentuates the out-of-phase sections of the sweep, and it's a little more subtle than like the 4, 8, or any of the specified stage sweeps, and I think it's one of the more useful settings. It's as you hear there, it's pretty subtle, and it can really be fit into a lot of musical applications. Next one is the rise setting, which gives you, just as the fall gave you the out of phase sections, this kind of only gives you as it works its way back into phase with the copies of the signal. And that sounds kind of like this. If you kick the resonance up here, I think it does a really good job of sort of giving you that like late 70s, early 80s Nashville session guitarists. A lot of those guys were using the phase pretty heavy then on some of the classic country. It brings out a little bit more of that spanky Nashville sound that a lot of people love. And the last setting on this dial is the step, which is one of my favorites. It gives you kind of an arpeggiated repeat along with the phase sweeping. And it's a real neat sound. It goes something like this here. And I think that one's a lot of fun. Maybe not the most practical of all of them on there, but you can do a lot with it. This pedal's really got a lot of good sounds in it. And another feature is you can actually hold down the pedal here. Hold it down for a couple seconds. And if you can see there, the LED will actually start to flash. And what that puts you into is a tap tempo mode. All your other settings will not be affected by this, but it lets you sort of set the speed of the phasing. And of course that's good for on the fly at the gig. You know, you got 3 songs that all use a phase sound, but none of them are the same speed. You don't have to be bending over in front of the audience and stuff like that. I know nobody wants to see it when I have to do that. But that's pretty much it. That's the Boss phase shifter, the PH-3. Good little unit. One of them lives in my pedal board actually. And I really like the way it sounds.